Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. An Elmira man has pleaded guilty to burglary. 23-year-old Michael Latour entered a home in Cayuga County with the intent to commit larceny. During the crime, which happened in November of 2022, Latour showed a gun to the victims within the residence. He's charged with burglary in the first degree and a Class B armed violent felony. Latour is set to be sentenced on October 3rd and could face up to 10 years in prison. It's the first full summer in the last few years without the threat of COVID weighing heavily. And tonight our Maggie Hall has an event for you that's full of food, music, and cruising.
Here in Corning, our calendars are full of community events. The Gaffer District has an upcoming event this Friday that appeals to car lovers of all ages.
Oh, it's so exciting. We have so much, and it's coming like a freight train. It's, just in a few days kind of thing. But so it's centered around cars. That's the cruising theme. Brought to you by the event, and kind of the theme was inspired by the Williams Toyota Elmira sponsorship of Summer in Downtown, which is just crazy jam-packed full of programming. So we have the car portion for all ages really. So Williams Toyota is going to have a display there for cars. 607 Motorsports has partnered with us, and they're going to come down and have a car show for their group. And then we have the Power Wheels competition for the little ones that have their Power Wheels that want to bring them and do like trial races.
Along with the chance to race and win their own Power Wheel, kids and their families can enjoy live music and local food.
So family-friendly events, I think that because people can come down and make memories with their families. They see their friends, the kids see their friends' kids and stuff like that. And it's just, I think, ownership of the community, being invested in the community, understanding why it's important that we have such a beautiful downtown.
Cruising on Bridge will start this Friday at 5 on Bridge Street. Visit thegafferdistrict.com for more. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Corning.
You can now receive your Federal Aviation Administration remote pilot certification at Corning Community College. If you're interested in or already use drones, you can get certified to use them professionally. CCC will offer first a hands-on course to teach how to control a drone, and then a test prep course for those looking to require a FAA remote pilot certification. To register for the classes, just visit CCC's registration page. Drive-In Bingo is back for the seniors in Chemung County. Drive-In Bingo games at the Chemung County Fairgrounds will return in August. Seniors can drive their car into the fairgrounds and play games of bingo for free on August 16th and 30th. Games will start at 10:30 in the morning and go until noon. To register to play, call the Chemung County Department of Aging. 4 civilians and 2 firefighters suffered minor injuries after a large construction crane on a high-rise building in Midtown Manhattan caught fire this morning. CB Cotton is on scene in New York City.
This has left people shaken in more ways than one. We know some civilians and firefighters have minor injuries. We also know that the crane operator was able to safely escape. So some good news there. Emergency crews are continuing their work on this 5-alarm fire, which essentially means it's all hands on deck. And right now, we know those crews are working to assess the damage and debris left behind. Again, after a crane working on the construction of a 40-story building caught fire here in Manhattan this morning.
As you see from the debris on the street, this could have been much worse. We are extremely fortunate, number one, that we were not during the busy time of the day. As you know, the Port Authority is here. Many of the buses move through here. We were extremely fortunate.
The fire causing the arm of the crane to collapse. We've been monitoring social media videos all this morning, and one video shows the arm of the crane break off and hit a nearby building. Officials say the crane operator tried to extinguish the fire but had to get out as the fire continued to burn. Now, one of our Fox News colleagues lives not far from here, and he said the sound of this caused him to jump out of his bed. He said his apartment building was evacuated, and he watched as people ran away from the scene frantically. We also spoke to one man who lives in the building that was hit by the crane's arm, and he said he feared the absolute worst.
It was so big that it really moved our building, my apartment. You really feel it. You felt it.
Again, the good news about this situation is that no one was seriously injured. We do know that a crane collapse back in 2016 killed a man. So officials out here today on scene are, just so grateful that this is not a different story. We're going to stay out here all throughout the day and work to learn more.
An apparent lightning strike kills at least one person in Madison County, New York. 3 employees of the Roofing Guys Roofing Company were reportedly struck by lightning. The county sheriff's office announced one of those victims, a 39-year-old male, died from the bolt. The employees were reportedly all seated under a tree waiting for the storm to pass when the lightning struck a nearby flagpole. Union leaders and UPS have reached a tentative labor agreement avoiding a strike that many said could have crippled America's logistics. Edward Lawrence has details on that big deal.
I'm proud to say we reached a historic deal with UPS.
The largest single employer strike in U.S. history has been averted. UPS reaching a tentative 5-year contract agreement with the Teamsters Union, representing some 340,000 UPS workers.
It's a $30 billion deal that will go in the pockets of all our members, both full-time and part-time.
The Teamsters calling it an overwhelmingly lucrative contract that raises wages, creates more full-time jobs, and includes workplace protections and improvements like air conditioning and delivery trucks. Among some of the other benefits, no more forced overtime for union drivers on their days off, and for the first time, a full holiday on Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
I think it's a win-win for both of us, but more importantly, for our part-timers.
The deal also includes a provision to increase starting pay for part-time workers from $16.20 an hour to $21 per hour. It's a major win for the union that says part-time Teamsters make up more than half of UPS employees. In a statement, UPS's chief executive also praised the tentative agreement, saying it, quote, continues to reward UPS's full and part-time employees with industry-leading pay and benefits while retaining the flexibility we need to stay competitive, serve our customers, and keep our business strong.
It's a tremendous victory for labor.
Next month, union members will vote to ratify the agreement. At the White House, Edward Lawrence, Fox Business.
Your complete forecast is next. Plus this.
Well, Twitter rebrands and says goodbye to its iconic blue background and birds. I'm Kelly O'Grady in Los Angeles. This story coming up next.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening. A summer day was building across the area. We had plenty of sunshine. Was looking a little hazy again due to some of that upper air wildfire smoke, but we're noting that changes are continuing to push in. Now, that warmth, even bringing high temperatures into those 90s already, will settle in. We only get a low of 71 degrees, where typically we're dropping into those 50s. We'll also note that we may start off the day with a few areas of some thunderstorms, and then we will see that some redevelopment into the afternoon is possible. That will also pair up with concerns of windy conditions and the hot and humid air to continue to build. Now, when it comes to that thunder risk, it will look to diminish for Friday. May see a few isolated storms Friday evening, but our biggest concern on Friday is going to be it being the warmest day of the week, as we have even heat indices that will be heading towards those triple digits. The good news about the heat wave for our local area is that it is short-lived, as there will be a quick dropping cold front from the north that will bring us some changes into the weekend forecast. So first, starting up though, as we roll into our Thursday, note that throughout our Wednesday, there have been some stronger storms across Michigan and northern portions of Indiana into Ohio. That is working its way across portions of New York and Pennsylvania. But as it enters our area, what we're noting is that it's falling apart. A lot of the concentration is just north of our area, closer to the lake region. So we may see a few rumbles of thunder to start off the day, so stay wary. But our bigger concern will be is the potential of some redevelopment. The biggest risk is off towards our southeast, but there still seems to be a few storms that may spark up through our local area. With those quick developing storms, especially with the heat and humidity that we have in place, we will be noting that a marginal risk will fall through the local Elmira Corning area and just across portions of those Finger Lakes for some severe wind gusts possible, as well as some larger hail. Now, as we continue into the forecast, note that we aren't going to see efficient rain producers just due to the location. Some isolated downpours could give us maybe upwards of about a half an inch, but generally with our risk staying more isolated to scattered, we're only talking about maybe a few tenths of an inch to a quarter of an inch possible. Now, thunder was one of our concerns for our Thursday forecast. Next risk is going to be some gusty winds with or without storms. By the afternoon, we're going to have some of those winds that are going to be turning to come out of the west, getting upwards about 20 miles per hour. And this is going to be that strong pull of that warm air, as well as we'll watch temperatures again climb into those 90s. Now, again, going to be dependent for some locations on how much cloud cover increases from storm chances, if cloud cover increases from the morning chances. But as mentioned, Friday is going to be our warmest day. This is going to be a day that we keep all day sunshine. So this brings widespread 90s, and not only just 90s for high temperatures, that brings us 10 to 15 degrees above average, but we could see our heat indices hit those triple digits. And then, as mentioned, there is some much needed relief as we roll into the weekend, but it will be accompanied with some more rain on Saturday.